Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are excited to be here with you tonight to talk a little bit about Schoology and Google. Tonight with me, my name is Emily Heron. I'm the Director of Digital Learning. And also with me tonight is the Coordinator of Professional Development, Erica Garza. So on our website, actually, let me show you this part first. On our website, if you have questions, the same place where you got this video, there's a form for questions. If you have a question, please submit that there and we will do our best to answer the question during the session. And if not, leave a parent email address and we can give you a personal response afterwards. Or if there's an answer that we need a little bit of clarification from someone else in the district. So tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the parent account, if you were to access it from a mobile device, how you'd find your students and some notifications, as well as see your student activity and grades. Then we're going to go into a student account to show you how a student can submit an assignment from the Schoology app directly from the app instead of through the ClassLink app. And then what the student calendar looks like and grades from a student view. Finally, we'll end with the Google account navigation. If your students at home are using a shared computer, there's a couple things you can do to make that navigation a little bit easier. Part of it is logging into the Chrome browser and setting up profiles, and then how to clear profiles off of any shared browser if you need to. And then finally, how to clear the cache and cookies that sometimes just kind of drag our internet browser down. So with that, I am going to take us out of this presentation. This presentation is on our website. If you scroll a little bit further down, the slides are set to advance every 5 seconds, but you can slow that down right here under the play button, and then you can choose whichever slide you want to look at. So let me stop sharing that, and I will go to share my device. Tonight, I'm going to be working from an iPad. And the pictures that I have in the presentation go from an iPhone. So there are small differences that I'll point out here in a second. So I'm logged into the Schoology account. At the top left, I'm going to click on the 3 buttons, right, or 3 lines right there, and I pull up the sidebar menu. So you'll notice at the top, you've got messages, notifications, and requests. These are all for the parent account. You likely will not have very many things unless you join a course or a group yourself. Anything at the top of this you would have would be messages. Now, if you go a little further in the second section, you've got the home, and then you have My Children. When you click My Children, that's going to be how you enter your child's account. And if you have more than one child in our district, then what you will do at the top right of your account, if you're on an iPad or if you're on a computer, you would click your name at the top right, and then you see I'm in the child account because it's got the green arrow. Any of your children should be listed there that you are listed in teams as well. And then your parent account is the top account. Any notification settings or anything that you want to set for your account would be done there in the settings. Now, actually, if you notice, I'm actually in my student account for notifications. So while I'm here, I want to point out 2 notifications that you can receive. You've got a parent email digest. So you can turn this email summary on. You can choose to get a weekly email, or you can choose to get a daily email. And then you can choose the time that you want to receive that. Now I'm going to turn this off so that my husband doesn't get a bunch of emails. The second thing is the overdue submission email. Right here, if I change this to on, that means any assignment that my child has overdue, I'm going to get an email about. And just be sure any of your changes that you make here that you click Save Changes. Now let me go back up to the account. And then you notice I did that for this child. If you have any other children in the district, you'll want to go to their account and click Settings and do the same for each child. Now, let's come here. So I have found my students. Once, if you notice at the top right here, it says you are viewing as, and it'll say your child's name there. I have courses, that's my child's courses. I've got groups, any groups that they're a part of. And then I'm going to click on more. So more will take me to their grades and their calendar. So I'm going to click on grades first. Under grades, there's a grade report section, mastery, and attendance. I'm going to click grade report. So what I have access to, this is my child's account, my training account, I should say. And I have this student enrolled in 3 courses. I'm going to click on math. When I click on math, we're in the second 9 weeks now. So the second 9 weeks is going to open up. I'm going to take you back to the first 9 weeks because that's where most of my training data is. And go a little bit bigger here. So under these assignments, and I do have these codes in our training slides if you want to go back and refer to them. You've got the assignment name. I'm going to look at this first assignment, ELAR Test Bank. And then over here, I notice that the teacher has marked this missing. Something to notice that if there are due dates attached to assignments, and they are marked missing in the gradebook, then the due date will disappear from the overdue column. So one of the best ways to access what your student needs to turn in is by the gradebook. The calendar is a great option for trying to plan out your activities. If anything is marked missing though, it will disappear from the calendar. Now, I notice on this particular view, my student still has to turn in a few assignments. So this writing task right here, you notice there's this plain line, the straight line. On the third assignment, you'll notice there says excused. On the fourth assignment, there's that straight line again. And then the fifth one, there's the line and it's got the document there. The difference between this plain line and the line with the document is the line with the document's the assignment that my child has turned in. The line is where the grade would go. So anywhere where there's a blank line like that, I know there's no grade that's been put in and there's no assignment that's been turned in because there's no document. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit to show you another look at that. So in the second 9 weeks, hold on, where'd it go? Under the major grades, I'm going to open up these two. I can tell by looking at this list, my student has turned in 2 assignments. He's turned in this assignment and this assignment. This one and that one. Okay. Now in this view, I am not able to click on these assignments. However, I'm going to go back up here to the courses. This is in the math course again, and I'm going to click on the math course. So when I click on courses, I can see what my child sees. I can see any announcements that are there, any of the activities that they have to do. That's all there. Again, I want to access their grades. I'm going to come into their course, and on the left side, I'm going to click grades. It's going to give me the same exact view that I had before with one difference. You might notice now that the text is blue. That means I can click on it. So if I click on that assignment that it says my child has turned in, now I actually see the assignment. And at the top, I can see 2 submissions have been turned in. I'm going to go back to my grades. And I see my child has turned in another assignment. I'm going to click on that one. I see what the assignment was, and then I see they've actually turned in 2 things for this one as well. If I want to see what they turned in, I just click on that, and it's going to open up here in a second. Let me change my screen view. And then the image will load there. So now I'll get to see exactly the work that they had turned in. Now, this is really just a picture of my coffee cup here. It's taking a hot second to load here, so I'm going to close that out. But when you're in the material section of your course for your child, I'm going to come back here. Of course, it did this to me earlier. I'll try coming this way to the home. Okay. And come back to my children. So you'll notice over on the right, on my landing screen over on the right, I've got some overdue assignments. Not I do, my child has some overdue assignments. And then we've got some upcoming assignments. So the calendar, you will notice, let me click on more, and then I'm going to click on calendar. The month view is very helpful. And I say that because there are a lot of teachers that are assigning things on a Monday that are due on a Friday. They want to give their students ample time. Where the challenge comes in is as a student, and I'm still working on my time management skills, I see Monday, if I'm just looking at today, let's say, or I go back to Wednesday or Thursday, I have one assignment. Great, I do that assignment, I turn it in. If I'm just looking at the day view. Now, if I'm just looking at the week view, I can see a couple things. The month view is really the best view to look at this because I can see the list of assignments there. Now you can actually click on those assignments and get into them as well. But as a student, it can be challenging to pace out your timing there to figure out which of these do I need to use. Let's say I take the first independent practice that I have to do, and I do 30 minutes of work on that on Tuesday during my class time when I'm doing my work, so that I start to pace that out. So come Friday, when I look at my calendar, I'm not overwhelmed by the assignments that I have to get turned in. So that's the calendar view for the students. In the student view, they have it at the top right of their screen. Now I'm going to log out of this real quick, and I want to log into the student account so I can show you how to turn in an assignment. Okay, so now I'm in my student view. I'm going to click on the 3 lines again, and you'll see a red dot by the notifications. My student account has some notifications here. That could be teachers posting things, telling me and giving me grades, that kind of thing. I'll go to courses, and then I'll go into my math course. Anything that I have upcoming events or assignments will be over there. Now in my folders here, these are my training folders. I'm going to choose one of these assignments to turn a picture into. Let's say this 3rd grade writing task. Now the task comes up, and so I see all the info that the teacher has put on for me to do. It says I need to write my composition. I think about it, I write about it. And then at the bottom, let me scroll in a little bit, you see the instructions for what I need to do to complete this task. So at the top of this, I'm on the info tab. If you click over to the submissions tab, you can see I've already turned 2 submissions in. I'm going to turn another one in just now. So at the top right, I'm going to click the plus sign. If I clicked create submission, that would create a space where I could type in an answer or discussion or response. I'm going to choose submit photo. Now, if I've already taken a picture of my work that I need to turn in, then I can use the camera roll, and that's fine, or the photo library. But I'm actually going to take the picture right now. So I'll use the camera at the bottom left, and I can choose the media quality. And I will take a picture, and then I will use that photo. Now at the bottom, it says all, and then I'm going to click over here on selected. So it shows that picture there. And if it's a good picture, then I'm going to click the green check, and then I will have uploaded my work. Now, if you needed to record audio, you could do this as well. And you would just click record audio. It says Schoology would like my access to the microphone. I'm recording my response. I press pause. If I want to hear it again, I can hear it. And then I can click the check mark. So there's a couple different types of responses that you can make here. So that would be how I would turn in that assignment. As a student, I click here on the grades section, and then I would click on my grades, and right now I don't have any grades in there. Okay, the last thing, let's see. Okay. All right, Erica, we are at the spot. Well, let me show you this one thing. The student view for the calendar is a little bit different than the parent view. It defaults to this one. You can look at a monthly calendar like this. I actually like the view here in the student portion of the app. It does kind of help you list this out. And then if I wanted to, I could click on this, on any one of these, and it would take me to that actual assignment that I need to do. Okay. All right. Let's stop right there. Erica, what questions do we have?
There is one or two grading, and then there's two about login information. So let me go to the ones that, there's one about why are the grades different on Schoology and Teams? So it's kind of tying in the Teams conversation. So I don't know if we want to.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So Teams is our official grade book, and there are daily grades and there are major grades. And so Teams has all of that coding set into when a teacher chooses it's a daily grade or a major grade to be able to weight the grades appropriately. If that cannot be set up at the district level in the Schoology gradebook right now. So if that has not been set up, then the grades might be different between the two.
So why are there assignments that appeared in Schoology in the first quarter? So I'm assuming the first 9 weeks, but are not a part of the first quarter grade, but the second quarter grade?
That's a great question. I would have to refer you back to your teacher on that one. Depending on when the actual activity was collected, could be between the two. And then the other thing that just keeps, I have to keep referencing is our calendar on our website, because it's changed a few times this year to know actually when the second 9 weeks started. So I keep that one handy. You know, I keep thinking, oh, we're about 3 weeks away from the end of the first semester. Well, no, our first semester goes into January now. So that I keep referencing that.
There's another one about, the other two are about login information.
Okay, we can contact them individually about their login.
Okay, all right.
Awesome. Okay, so the next part that I want to talk about is navigating Google Chrome. So if you are on a Chromebook, Chromebooks do this automatically for you. Erica, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. So on a Chromebook, there are two places where you can log in. I'm going to open up a new tab so I can show you that. You will notice I have a bunch of bookmarks up here. I've got all my extensions from Chrome, and that's because I'm logged into the browser. When you log into the browser, that's at the top right. Now, there's a way that you can log in to this actual window part right here, and that's this one. So this is where the confusion starts. What I would recommend doing is logging into the browser only. So what that does is that actually logs you in both places. If you just log in here and try to add accounts here, confusion can happen between the two accounts. So if your child or one of your students is logged in here and then they say, oh, I'm going to add another account, they add their account, and then they open up Schoology and try to access a Google account, it might revert back to the other one. So the way to avoid all of that craziness is at the top right of your browser, you will want to click on the person. You probably see a gray person there if you've never logged in to create a profile. And then you'll want to scroll down and click add. Now, when you click add, type in the name, click a picture, and these are just stock pictures that they have. And I'll say, okay. Now you'll notice it just opened up a new window for me. So this is my school account here. And then the other window that I have is the window I'm going to make for my husband's account here. I clicked on already a Chrome user. So you'll want each of your students to do this. You click next. They type in their password. They click next. And then it says, do you want to turn on the sync? What that does is that's going to connect all their bookmarks, all their favorites, anything that they've done. You say, yes, I'm in. And then now they have access to any of their school bookmarks. I'll click here. I had an extension challenge there. Let me enable that. So you'll notice the Chrome extensions that are opening up. The ever important Fantasy Pro website that opens up on any account. Now, if I want to go back to my school account here, I come here, click on the picture, and now it takes me to my new window. So as, let's say, student one logs into Schoology here, does all their work, your other child comes, or you come to the computer and need to use something, you click here, you go to your account, it's paused, it comes there. You can navigate very quickly between the accounts. Now, let's say somebody comes to your house and creates a profile and they don't want to keep their profile on your computer. When you click on your name again, under other people, click on the wheel. It'll take you back to this screen. Then you can come click on the three dots at the top right and click remove this person. Then you say, are you sure you want to remove? And you click remove. Click on the three dots, remove this person. I click remove, and then that browser that I just had open now is closed. So that will very much help our students that are trying to navigate between two computers or two Google profiles and making sure that they're not logged into an account that they shouldn't be. The last thing that I wanted to talk about Google Chrome is talking about clearing the cache and the cookies. So a lot of the websites that we visit like to save certain things so that it makes navigating their website very easy, but it does store a lot of stuff on your computer. So one of the things that if you are having trouble with a website maybe being slow, you could clear the browsing history. So at the top right, you would click right next to the picture, you'd click the 3 dots, and you can come to history, or I go to more tools, and then I go to clear browsing data. And then that'll bring you into your settings and it'll pull the clear browsing data up. Now, if you've never done it, you might want to select all time. But if you have cleaned up your browsing data history, you can go 4 weeks is fine. Now, because our accounts are managed by the district, they take care of this browsing history, but you can clear the cookies and the cache and then click clear data. And then that's going to clear my browsing data from any device that I've logged into with my Chrome account. As more and more things are web friendly, and as we use more and more internet sites, this becomes one of the main tools that support desks will ask first. They'll say, hey, have you cleared your cache and cookies? The other thing they're going to ask is, have you restarted your computer? Anytime I do the clear cache and cookies, I do restart my computer. I'm not going to do that right now because I would lose you guys on the Zoom, but that is just kind of a refresh, and it's a great habit to get into. That, you know, we all need to restart every now and then, but that will definitely help you out on your computer, kind of make it continue to run smoothly. So I do want to point out that after this last slide, this question slide, the first presentation that we did in October, I left some of the slides here on just with some pictures on parent account and how to set the default, and if you want to change your password from the one that we sent you. There are some parents who have selected to link their Schoology, their child's Schoology account with their calendar that they use, whether it be Outlook or Google or iPhone. So any one of these boxes right here is linked to the slides. And if you just click through, it just gives you instructions on how to do that. And then it talks about how to get parent notifications, whether you want an email or an overdue email or a weekly email or a daily email. So I left those slides in there for you in case you wanted to revisit the kind of parent account notification side. Okay. So Erica, what other questions do we have?
There's only one other one in there about why is there homework that doesn't appear in Schoology and where could it be found? I think that'll have to be directed at the teacher as well.
Yeah, the first place I would look would be in the grades section. I would go look in the grades. Now there are, if a teacher has unpublished something in a folder, then it will no longer show up. So my first thought when I hear that question is that the activity itself has been unpublished. And so that means it's no longer active for the student to access.
Okay, that's it, Emily.
Okay.
The other two were the login ones that you're going to know.
Okay. All right. So one thing I do want to point out though, when you guys go to the Schoology website, the first time, now this is not the first time I've gone to this website. Let's see if I can take this. It's going to let me do it. Okay. So when I first come to this one and I start typing in my name, you'll notice that my password, I can type in my password, and then it's going to ask me for a school. As parent accounts, you are going to want to type in Hayes CISD. Now, if your students are coming to log in directly to Schoology this way using their login information, same thing, they'll want to use Hayes CISD, and you'll notice there's a green arrow here. I click that, and then I click login, and then I'm into my account. Okay. Well, I really appreciate you guys spending some time tonight. I hope that you have a very safe and restful Thanksgiving. And please let us know if you have any other questions.